So what I wanted to talk about today is a quick drill that you can do to really help you explode through your legs. So I talked to a couple of you and you mentioned that your goal, what you've been focusing on, is really pushing through those legs and getting legs first. So I'm going to go over a drill that can really help with that today. It is called strapless rowing. So for strapless rowing, essentially all that means is that you don't put your straps in, or you don't strap your feet in. So what you're going to do is, instead of putting your foot in like normal, you're still going to have your foot straps, or the foot straps where they would be, the foot pedal, the foot setting where it would be if you were rowing with your straps on, except instead of putting my foot in, I'm going to put my foot right on top. So the straps are underneath my foot. I'm going to take my foot and just stick it right on top. Nice and simple, just like that. Then what we're going to do, other foot is the exact same thing. And then you're going to take your arms, grab just like normal, and everything about the stroke is basically the exact same. But what you're going to do is push through the legs first, and don't let your feet catch you, and try not to explode so far that you fall off the machine. So that's a common thing that will happen. So when just starting with this, I want you to go a little bit gentle at first, just so you can kind of get the feel of it, and so that you don't go flying off the machine. I know that one of you have a back support thing on your seat. That'll keep you from going flying, but things can still happen. Sometimes butts will lift off as well when trying this, so just something to consider. So to start, I would just go nice and gentle with your poles and just kind of get the feel of it. Then I want you to really think about, so as soon as you get a little bit of the flywheel moving, you get a little bit more comfortable with the movement, then I want you to really explode with those legs. Now, ideally, your feet will stay where it is. So I'm going to just show you a few strokes of this. Okay, so that was me putting more power. Not as much as I could do, but a lot of power. I'm still recouping, so I apologize. But essentially what's happening is, you might notice, and you're welcome to rewind that, but you'll see that my feet don't really move. I stay in contact. My left foot came up a little bit, but my right pretty much stayed where it is. And like I've mentioned, I have a little bit less mobility in that left one. So your feet pretty much are going to stay exactly like they are. They're not going to come flying up. They're not going to come flying out. They're just going to stay planted like normal rowing. What this makes you do is a couple of things. The first thing it makes you do is it really allows you to be able to practice that pushing through those feet and having to control the movement going back, as opposed to, if I'm strapped in, I might push through and let my feet come up, and then what happens is, because that strap is there keeping my feet from coming up, I'm actually using these muscles more than I need to use these muscles while rowing. So sometimes it leads to like shin pain, sometimes it leads to foot, or you feel like you're overusing your foot a little bit, and that usually comes from that. The other thing that it makes you do is it makes you focus on that form. Now, the reason is, if I lean with my back first, I'm going to likely come up a little bit more with my foot pedal, with my toes. So it makes you kind of focus on the different components of the stroke and stay grounded and connected with the machine, more than if I'm just going super fast and not connecting. I'm going to lose it on the way back, or I'm going to lose it on the way forward. So that's one of the things that you can do to really kind of try and keep that connection with the rowing machine. Because your feet aren't allowed to really move too much, you keep that connection to the machine. You're literally connected to the machine through your feet. And it makes things move a little bit more smoothly, and it feels better while you're rowing. So give that a shot.